Let's look at the price of Bitcoin this morning there. $16,856. There were worries that 16K, wouldn't hold when we saw that downturn in the market, but we're seeing a massive jump there, up 2.36%. Volume traded in Bitcoin, $25.45 billion. Let's look at Ethereum there now, $1,267, up 5.21%, a bigger mover there from Bitcoin, but we're seeing a low volume, $8.30 billion. Let's bring in Michael Onaji now to bring us up to speed of what's going on with the contagion in the market. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Eddie. Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Good morning. Great to have you, Michael. But I saw that headline this morning. It said, why are crypto lenders blowing up right now? Why is this happening, Michael?
But the simple reason for the crypto lenders blowing up is a simple word. It's called a rehypothecation. Basically, rehypothecation, and it's basically what it is funds rehypothecate that funds that are managed for other people, and simply what that means is you lend out money that you simply don't have. So you have one-to-one deposits, and instead of lending what you have on your balance sheet, you lend what you don't have, and you just create fractional money. You create money that you don't have, like similar to what we have in the banking system. And so when you have these companies basically do this, you had Celsius. Celsius, they did this by basically it almost was borderline a Ponzi scheme. You brought in new investors, you sell your SELF token, and you basically use it as a marketing expense in order to prop up the ridiculous returns that they were promising. And also similar to what we saw with FTX imploding, a lot of the time in crypto and in the traditional financial system, the reason why people blow up is because simply they don't have enough liquidity on hand to meet their obligation. And so, unfortunately, this has come into crypto, and so what's needed to stamp it out is stringent like regulation. But it's unfortunate that this actually does happen in crypto, because at the end of the day, crypto was created as an immutable ledger, especially Bitcoin was created as an immutable ledger that was supposed to basically be one-to-one. That was supposed to be a system where you could see basically every single transaction on the blockchain. It's sad that it's come to this. I think most people recognize that in Bitcoin world, that people who want to borrow your Bitcoin, who want to lend it out, that's usually involved with a high amount of risk. I think there's a saying that goes, a good way to part a Bitcoiner with their Bitcoin is with leverage. And so anytime you introduce leverage into the system, you tend to get people get washed out. And so I think it goes against the ethos of Bitcoin. A lot of this like leverage trading, we've realized now that, at the end of the day, if you give out your Bitcoins, you might not get them back. So at the end of the day, you've seen even Genesis fail. So because Genesis is one of the biggest lending desks, prime brokerage desks in crypto. And so if they're able to fail and have a $1 billion hole in their balance sheet, who's safe? Really nobody's safe. So the best thing to do in crypto is not your keys, not your coin. Bitcoin is all about self-custody. And so, when you introduce leverage, you simply just pervert the entire sense of the ethos of why Satoshi Nakamoto founded. If you look in the first block of Bitcoin, it says the chancellor has bailed out more banks. And it talks about basically how this system of froth, this system of decay, where people lend out money in a fractional reserve system, simply won't work. And so you have to introduce a new system that's counter to that. And some people along the way lost that original ethos and those values. And so,
people also lose, money at the same time. But we got that news that the FTX hacker has mobilized the stolen Ethereum again. What can we expect from this?
It's funny because the FTX hacker is most likely an employee from FTX, according to Sam Bankman-Fried. or it's an employee who had malware on his computer. I personally think the FTX hackers, someone Sam knows, and probably let do this as a way of, having more funds to give them a chance to resurrect their falling entity. The FTX hacker is it's probably an inside job. I really don't believe someone came in and maliciously took away their coins, because at the end of the day they were doing so much fraud that they had access to all the private keys. It was such a tight circle. I don't really think that those coins really disappeared like how he's saying. There's some fraud in what they're saying about this FTX hacker. It's going to come out to light eventually that it's not what he's saying it is, just because of how private keys work. If this person had the keys to those wallets, they would have been in on the original fraud. So it's probably amongst his inner circle that is doing the hack. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to have that much impact to the market, because at this point, this is one of the best times in crypto in terms of risk reward. We go down 50% from here and go to 8K, but at the end of the day, that doesn't represent a huge risk. I think right now is when you make those value buys that you can hold for the next 2-3 a year. I think the risk reward here for Bitcoin is very good. We could go lower, but if you're a value investor and you're looking for a solid place to buy, every single metric on every single metric, it points to it being a good buy. This is the highest mining capitulation we've ever had. The last one we had that was this high was when we were at $290, and when we were about at $1.
Okay.
The miners have never been distressed. You've seen mining companies going bust. In terms of the crypto mining companies, a lot of them have gone bust. A lot of their debts are trading for basically basically cents on the dollar, implying that they're going to go bankrupt. Okay. Even Coinbase's debt, if you look at Coinbase's bond, it's trading for 54 cents on the dollar, implying that the market thinks they're going to go belly up too. So it's never been a more fearful time in the market.
Right.
And also at that, if you're looking at long-term buys, I think everything that's that's like a DEX, everything that's that is decentralized, it's a screaming buy now at this point.
All right, Michael.
Could we go lower? Yeah, we could go down 50, 60, 70% more, but at the risk of missing the next 10x, 5x, it doesn't really pan out anymore.
All right, Michael. So I guess also another thing is having money to also buy the dip, because retail has been hammered this season. Well, thank you so much, Michael Enaji, financial market analyst. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Larry.